Freehold was founded as a way of raising the visibility of the LGBT community in real estate. Certainly at the time when we started, no one was really out in the industry, so it became a force for a sort of collective self-confidence, really, which enabled us to then engage with a lot of other organisations.
When I came into the industry, which was 2004, it was very difficult to find anybody who was out as LGBTQ, which meant that it could be quite a lonely place to work. There was still quite a lot of homophobia out there, and just a lack of understanding. So Freehold was basically set up by David Mann and Celine Faisal, who, after a sort of chance meeting, realised that actually there was more than one gay person that worked in the industry, and they set about setting up a network to support each other and support the wider sort of inclusion within our industry.
My time is spent talking to people outside of the community and educating them. So I was really pleased to come along and talk at the Freehold event for the network of LGBTQ plus people. So the UKREiiF conference, and specifically the Freehold event that I attended, I found really interesting because there were people in the room who didn't necessarily know about the issues that I was coming to talk about, the trans community currently face, but their minds and their hearts were open. And off the back of that, I had some really interesting conversations. You know, the property industry, as you said, is not something that, firstly, that I have any experience in. And then also is not an industry that you would necessarily associate as being the most welcoming to LGBTQ people. But it's really encouraging to see so many people within that network and within industries like property starting to take a bit more of a visible stance, and hopefully that waves the flag for others to join and to live a little bit more authentically in the workplace.
It is hugely important to have support from organisations like UKREiiF. If you think back not very long ago, barely a decade ago, it was very difficult to find anybody who was out in our industry. We're now in a position where we're being supported by major industry events. We're being given space. We're being given time on agendas, and that makes people like me, people like our Freehold members, feel like we're included, valid, wanted, and welcome. I think for me, attending UKREiiF, both the Freehold event, but the event more widely, was a real indicator of the change that has happened in the industry in the time I've been involved in the industry, and in the 10 years since Freehold was set up. You could see visible out LGBTQ people at the event, speaking at the event, participating, and being their true selves. And you're really starting to see that happening right across the industry, particularly in the bigger cities. And I think it's obviously there's more to do, but I think it was a really good indicator of change and catalyst for more change.
I had a really, really great time at UKREiiF at the Freehold event, and hopefully we'll be there again at some point in the future. I'd say my favourite memory was after having such a lovely time, and we went to the after party of it, standing outside and having a chat with people who had been at the event, and then turning around and seeing that most of the attendees were line dancing in the bar, and thinking, okay, it's my time now.
So as well as running a fantastic conference and promoting your own business, having the fringe events enabled small organisations like Freehold, representing minority groups within property and construction, to come together and also invite allies, which is very important. There's no point just preaching to the converted. Therefore, having a large audience such as you have at UKREiiF, and getting them involved in our fringe events was a great way of raising profile, awareness, and drumming up support for for, in this case, the LGBT community, but equally could apply to any group requiring more promotion within our industry.